So, Simeon, you know how the ending of the Breath of the Wild goes?
Yeah.
When, no, I wouldn't do that to you. Or would I?
Let's go! Spoilers are a thing.
Yeah.
If you were to say, I want to tell you what happened on the news today, but I want you to see it for yourself.
Right.
So I'm going to turn the newscast on. It doesn't make sense in the real world, and yet we get so involved with these characters and with these stories that when a spoiler alert comes along, we don't want to know and we want to experience it for ourselves.
Yeah, it's not really a real life thing. You're right. It's more fiction, except maybe a sports game.
That could be,
I've heard
yes.
Maybe like the Oscars, but
Olympics.
It's definitely like so strong in movies and video games and TV shows.
Yes.
So media. And it was kind of sad. I heard that the most that the United States of America has ever banded together on any issue in history is not spoiling Star Wars 7. That united us.
Yes.
We were one voice, not speaking.
Yes. And so when is it okay to talk freely about this stuff? Because is there at some point where you say, we have to talk about this, this has to become common knowledge enough to where we can talk freely about it and not worry about spoiling it for somebody else?
Okay, so I outlined some rules that I think sum up all of the common courtesies. See if you agree, Simeon. For the first month of a video game's release, no talk about any spoilers, not even warning. No spoiler warnings, just give your general impressions of the game to review it and don't even talk about it for the first month. And then I say months 2 through 6, you give a spoiler warning before you talk about any spoilers.
Yeah.
At all. Then months 7 through 12, I think at that point, it's been 6 months, you can talk about it more freely without even giving the spoiler warning until you're talking about the ending. Then I think you still say spoiler warning for how such a game ends. So that's month 7 through 12. After that point, it's been a whole year, and I think it's kind of fair game. However, it seems like it's never really nice to spoil the ending of something, even if it's been 10 years without a warning.
True. It's such a dicey topic, and I will tell you that largely Star Wars Episode 7 wasn't spoiled for me. I was trying so hard to not spoil it.
Yep.
And because I didn't see it until like a month or two after it came out. And so I was really wanting it to not be spoiled.
Yep.
And it did get spoiled for me that a certain person met a certain end by the hands of a certain someone.
Oh my goodness. You know how I knew that was going to happen?
Why?
When the certain someone handed his certain something to the certain other person. I'm like, they included that in the script, and they shot it.
Yeah.
And obviously he's not holding it for a reason. So.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. It's, spoilers are a weird thing. I kind of agree with this timeline. To me, it is... first month, I would hope that there's no spoilers. I know that it's not necessarily going to be the case, but oftentimes, by the first month, most people will not have actually played through it.
Yeah.
Maybe they're following a YouTuber or someone who's played through it, and so they do know.
Right.
But I would hope that there would be no spoilers in the first month of the game.
Yeah.
I'd say anything after that first month, up to like the 9th month, I would say spoiler warning, and then anything is fair game.
All right.
Because you've warned it, you are going to spoil something.
Yeah.
And you don't want to be specific about what it is. I'd say anything, and then after 9 months, I think it's safe to assume that it's okay to talk about, which is difficult because. I don't want to be spoiled, but so many things have been spoiled for me that it's just like it's not too big of a deal for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, and if someone's really trying super hard to avoid it, for the most part, they can.
Yeah.
Like if it's a podcast discussion coming up for this game you haven't beaten, and it's been 6 months, you're probably just going to skip that. But I do think, like, especially with YouTube, where the title and the thumbnail really matters, it's important for journalists to be sensitive to this more than, like, podcasters and stuff, because it's easier to give spoiler warnings in audio form and everything. But, I mean, these people have had early access to the game, and then they had it be their full-time job to beat it. So they've kind of blown through it before anyone gets to a lot of this stuff. And when they're uploading things about Zelda, like, I just even saw some thumbnails about discoveries that I wish I hadn't. Saw another one this morning. Something that Link could ride. I was like, that would have been cool to discover.
Yeah.
So
that is a little saddening. And there are certain games where it's like, you know, they'll be talking about, oh, it's so cool. And I go, la, 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 la. And it's like a 20-year-old game. And it's like, I wanna play through that, but I can't expect.
No.
That's the thing, is I don't want it to happen, but I can't expect it not to happen. And I can't be mad when it does happen.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's been, how long? It's been, 2 years may seem like a short time. And you go, oh, is it taboo? Should I put a spoiler warning? To me, if you don't put a spoiler warning for a game that has been around for 2 years, I'm not going to get mad at you. I'm going to get sad, but I won't get mad.
You have any tips for enjoying something that was spoiled for you?
To me, I think of it as rewatching a movie that I really like. If it is worth the
reaction,
if it's worth the reaction, if it's worth the story, then you're going to be able to enjoy it more than one time.
It's true.
Do you know about the movie The Sixth Sense?
No.
Okay. Anyway, there's a plot twist at the end of the movie. I saw the movie for the first time about a year ago. And I already knew the plot twist. And so I was able to watch the movie, but it didn't ruin the movie for me. I would have enjoyed figuring out that plot twist at the end, but even without that, the movie was enjoyable because it was so well crafted.
Yep.
That isn't the entire movie.
Yeah, that's true. And I had an experience kind of like this, I guess. I like this comedian, Tim Hawkins, and I saw him live. Then he put out a new DVD a few months later, and I have some of his DVDs, and I thought, I probably want this new one. Then I thought, wait a second, I saw him live, so I've probably heard most of these jokes. And I'm like, the DVD is kind of spoiled for me in that sense, maybe. And then I thought, wait a second, of the DVDs I do have, I've watched them multiple times.
Yep.
So what am I really thinking here? I can enjoy this more than once.
It's so difficult. Just to throw in another random experience, there's another movie that I watched called Flight Plan, which was not spoiled for me. And I was like, while I was watching, I was figuring it out. I was going through all these theories of what could be happening. And then like when I found out, I was like, oh. And so it was a bombshell. And the second time that I did watch it, it wasn't that impactful for me, even though it was a good movie the first time. So it can go both ways. Hopefully the story holds up on its own, even when it's spoiled. I don't know. Spoilers are one of those things where you just eventually throw up your hands in the air and say, why do they exist?
We need some opinions on this episode.
Yes, we do.
Thank you for watching, and thank you for being part of the crew.
Leave your opinions below in the comments. Tell us, have you had an experience where somebody spoiled something for you and you were angry and resentful for the rest of your life?
Chopped off their head.
Tell us about those experiences.
See you guys next time.
Signing out.